Hey, check it out. You're smoking with your boy JoeThunder. This podcast brought to you by Be Good Dispensary, our official sponsor. Bringing the latest and greatest in hip-hop and the arts and cannabis culture. With co-hosts Elvis Freshlee and DJ Sin. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy JoeThunder back once again with another episode of the Smoking JoeThunder podcast. I got my co-host Elvis Freshlee, DJ Sin in the house. What's up, y'all?
Yo, what it do?
What's it do?
Chilling.
Check.
We got my man checking over here because he wants to make sure he sounds right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But real quick, shout out to our official sponsor, Be Good Dispensaries, over there on 11 West Hampden Boulevard. And where are they up north, Elvis?
114th and Cherokee.
There you go,
right across the highway from Boondocks. Medical spot too, Bayard in Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Check it out if you got the medical needs.
Hell yeah. Hey, do we have another bomb-ass show for y'all today?
Yes,
got someone in the building who y'all might have seen, maybe on TV, maybe in the streets, maybe at a show. We got old Man Saxon in the building. What's going on, brother?
Hey, y'all don't see me outside.
Why you lying?
Yeah, nah.
I seen you a couple places, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You saw me at a show.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, I'm doing good is the answer to the question.
How you been, though, brother?
I'm good, man. I've been, I'm not going to lie. The last month, was that hard for y'all? Was January in any way hard?
This whole year's been rough, brother.
It's been the whole year, like considering 2020.
I lost multiple friends and family members just in
it was
R.I.P.
It was a fucked up month, I promise.
Yeah.
So I was just pretty down in January. Now I'm doing better, man. Honestly.
Good to hear, brother.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
I can't just always be like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, it's hard about being human. Yeah.
And
I love that you said that.
I feel you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, being that this is your first time here, why don't you let them know, who you are, how you kind of made your way from Denver, made your way to Denver, you know what I mean?
Okay, damn. As a child, like.
Yeah, did you grow up in Denver? Or?
Yeah, okay, tight.
Oh, nice. You grew up in Denver?
I was born in Rose General Hospital. Yes,
I grew up in Mercy.
Where is that?
Mercy, they ain't no longer.
That's
used to be right there in like York. For real?
Born in Mercy Hospital.
See, dang, bro. Swansea, Mercy.
I know, Mercy.
You know what I'm saying?
And then I started rapping. I was born
when you were born, you started rapping right out of Rose? Damn,
bro. I started rapping.
Damn, that's quick.
And then I went to college at CU as a baby still. As a baby.
Dang.
And then I went to Los Angeles still as a baby.
As a baby. How'd you get around?
Yeah, man.
Did you hitchhike or what?
Man.
Strollers.
Yeah. And then I don't know how to tell this story from the beginning. All right. So I moved to LA and then I was homeless in LA because I was broke.
Because you were a baby.
You were starving. You were starving because you were a baby.
Were you on the corner selling weed?
You were selling weed, bro.
You were just like a starving artist, right?
Yeah. You see Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
You sell some weed to him?
He's a crack baby, yeah. So, I'm just picturing the whole story of the baby now, man.
Hey, he's high.
So I was sleeping in the back of my car.
Hence the video.
I'm changing myself.
Hence the video, right?
Yeah. All right. I was homeless in the back of my car. Cool. I wrote an album about it, and blew up, but tight. Then after that, I became a music professor in LA.
Oh shit.
As a baby. Yeah.
Stewie.
And I became a music professor in LA. And during that time, I was teaching a bunch of kids. I was the professor of rap at this music college.
What's the name of it?
Musicians Institute.
All right. And where's it located at?
It's on Hollywood Boulevard. And it's like on Hollywood and Highland in LA. It's like right there.
Right there. In the mix.
And so my boss, whose name is Deborah Bird, she's the head of the vocal department. She gave me this application one day, and she's like, "Hey, it's for this reality show." It's like, "Cool, sign up for this reality show." It was a rhythm and flow. We'll probably get to that at some point. And then I did like an audition for the rhythm and flow, and then I came back to Denver. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what y'all want.
You're fine, bro. You're fine. I'll lead the way. You just, pick it up.
I don't smoke weed.
So
right.
You being a baby and doing all that
man, it's just crazy.
Hey, where were you when you got the call that you kind of made it past the first round for the Rhythm and Flow Netflix special?
I got email to like. So what happens first is you go out to LA and you just have an audition in like a hotel room.
Right.
So I'm in the hotel room. I'm rapping, cool, and then I leave the hotel room and I remember sitting out in the lobby and I saw D Smoke. Like, I don't know if y'all know D Smoke. He's the winner of Rhythm and Flow. I saw D Smoke, and I remember looking at this dude, and I remember really being like, "Is that Sir?" Because I thought it was actually Sir. And I was like, if they got Sir out here, like, performing, like, am I going against Sir? And I really thought D Smoke was Sir for the longest time, and he came out like, that's not. Turns out it was. It's his brother. But
oh really?
Yeah.
yeah, it's his actual
Oh
brother.
shit!
I really thought it was him for a second.
Damn, Sir's dope.
But yeah,
So
I
it's
was so after I did that audition, I came back home to Denver and I was working in a restaurant like pretty far or close up here called Ash Carl. Like I was like it's like this Mediterranean restaurant, whatever.
Right.
And I think I was working a shift and I got an email saying like, yeah, you can come back, like
Okay.
for the actual audition. Yeah. But the crazy thing about that shit is, so you get there and you're like, hey, you got to sign all these contracts. And on the contract, it's like, hey, we can, as the production company, we can edit this however we want to edit it.
Ooh.
Like, whatever you want,
Whatever
whatever you do, we can make you look stupid.
Make beef, make drama, all that shit, right?
And I don't know how much I can talk about it, because they've, like, I've said some shit before, and they, like, emailed me, like, don't make
you ever repeat
all right.
that.
I can't even say that.
Illuminati.
You need to have them take that down.
Are you part of the Illuminati, bro, as a baby?
Say it again.
Were you part of the Illuminati as a baby? Did they get you?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember everything that happened when I was a kid.
Yeah, like when he was early on as a baby, you don't remember that shit.
No, I don't
Right.
remember that shit at all.
Just like later on as a baby.
As a baby.
recently As a
Do
baby.
you
He has
have
flashbacks.
You have a rhyme. Like, do you remember your first rhyme you ever wrote?
Yeah, I think I do.
Do you really?
I think
I would
do.
love to hear. Do you?
Yeah,
You have a first rhyme?
I kind of do, but I don't remember it, honestly.
I don't think I do.
I think it's
I
could
wouldn't be able to remember.
But you did write a rhyme at some point in your life.
Actually, yeah, I did.
Can I hear? I would like to hear a verse. Y'all are hating.
Nah, I can't do
I
that.
can't. I could think of it like a little bit. Mine was like J to the O to the E thunder. Fuck with me, I'll put you under.
That's how you used to rap it too.
Nah, I can't remember it. I mean, it was like 15 years ago. You know what I mean? No, I wasn't like that at all, Sin. Thank you, though.
No, I wanted to hear you rap. Though.
I do remember it being.
It's out there, though.
My first rhyme included my neighborhood and my whole. I remember like a little piece of it, you know, but not the
Please.
whole thing. Nah.
Oh man, I love hearing people.
Nah, because people.
Yeah, just
People
do
are
it.
gonna be
You
mad
said,
at me.
You
'cause
said
I'll
you
say
have
something
one.
about like I was like, I'm from Swampton, and we're better than Compton. Like,
Jeez.
and fools are like, what?
He's over here, be good.
Little ass neighborhood by Purina is better than Compton. So, nah, I don't really want to like spit that shit. You know? No disrespect.
Yeah, no
Compton,
problem.
Right.
For sure. But I do remember it specific on the bus, 5th grade. I mean,
You were in
before
5th
that,
grade.
before that, I remember like having written like just little rhymes and
Yeah.
poetry type shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, trying to get a girlfriend in 3rd grade and shit or something stupid.
Damn, is that when you were trying to get a girlfriend?
Bro, I was
Yeah.
probably before that.
Yeah, I know.
Who knows what we were doing? You know, kindergarten and shit.
I remember like not understanding what to do like with my body, right? And then we did this like sex ed class in the 5th grade, right?
Right, 5th grade.
And it's literally like an hour sex ed class, and I left more confused than ever. I was just like, wait, that baby,
Like, all right,
where'd that baby
so there's
come?
ovaries.
Yeah, like, I didn't.
I knew
capture that.
couple words.
I didn't capture that. Yeah, ovaries I didn't get.
There was just random words. Now these kids knew. Now they had a new vocabulary to talk shit with.
I mean, do we really get ovaries though? Like, it just is. It
Well,
just
nah,
happens. This
no.
magical thing.
No,
It
but
is.
5th graders.
Yeah.
But as like a
5th graders
grader,
getting
like,
7 new words that they could throw around on.
I wish I could have like been able to understand a woman's body better. So yeah, like I would have liked to know what, cause like my wife right now, like she bleeds. I'm sorry, baby. like that's
okay.
No, but
It's
that's
a
a
natural
part
thing.
of being
Like,
human.
that's the thing. But she
Yeah.
has PMS before, right? So like that's the thing. But you can get like an IUD and like just knock that shit out. But then like no, I got a vasectomy, so she don't need an IUD. So I just deal with the PMS I just deal with that shit.
Right.
If I was a man who knew what the fuck a female body did, like before
And
I
all the
was, I don't know,
hormones that
30,
go through it.
like yeah, I would be like a little bit more all right. I get
Understanding.
what's happening.
Right.
So yeah, sex ed.
Right. Ready to be sensitive to
Oh.
that. Right. Exactly.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's kind of in the mix. It's in the middle. You kind of
you
you
can't-
sneak 'em-
yeah.
you sneak in all the
Good for
guns
them.
and the booties in the middle of the video, not at the
great.
beginning. You know.
It's on YouTube.
It's like 10 years old. Just little. I used to do little DVDs, little, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. Just documenting hip hop. Kind of basically doing what I do now 10 years ago at my crib.
So you're like a Colorado hip hop documentarian, a
Historian.
Little bit
type of
everything.
Really?
I've kind of traveled the circles. I have a master plan that I'm working on, and it's coming together slowly but surely. Started with the music.
Most underrated Colorado hip hop artist, you think?
Right now,
It's just let's do right now, and then let's do.
And then
almost
ever?
ever, yeah.
right now, I say my man Ghost,
Ghost.
just because he hasn't really put out music, but he's like, ask these
He's
cats.
only underrated because he
He's
hasn't put
really
anything
good.
out
Okay.
yet.
He's an expert engineer.
He's
Got the
cold.
singing, hooking, everything, the
Him
whole
and Namek,
package.
He's
Yeah.
so
Him
young
and,
too.
yeah, shout out.
Him and Namek.
Yeah, they're
are
20
unreal.
years old.
Yeah, 20.
They're
I wanna
FLs.
know these people.
You know FL?
No.
F
Food
dot,
Chain.
yeah, food
Food
chain,
Chain.
F dot flawless.
F dot
Hate
flawless.
this.
Go to Box State.
No,
check it out.
don't hate it. You're
Well, no,
fine.
let's connect.
You're
You
just being
should-
real.
Go to-
It's just like, no,
No, it's
no,
okay.
Go to
It's
Box
just
State
you're just
Music or
focused
go to
on your
Smoking
other
with
your own
Joe
stuff.
Thunder
Nah, you
YouTube,
know
and you'll
that.
see everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Namek said he knew who you were, and he's a young cat that be
Okay.
in the studio with FL. He said you've been by the studio.
FL.
Yeah,
I
Food
wanna say
Chain.
his real name. Jace. I don't know. My bad. I should shut up.
You definitely stick in your own lane.
Edit that
Yeah,
one.
I don't leave my house.
Gotcha.
It sucks. It is not fun, but I do. I
Well,
don't
anyways,
leave
he's
my
dope, bro.
house.
You should tap in with them. They're really dope
Okay.
cats. You know.
Okay.
So I would say
Alright.
Ghost as right now. As far as throughout the years, shit, that's kind of hard. Like,
Someone that you like heard and were like they should blow up, and then they didn't even blow up like in Colorado, really.
Like we're talking about producers.
actually, I will tell you. No, I will tell you. Actually, someone comes to mind
Producers are
perfectly, and it was a group in the '90s called The Fly, and it was
Fly,
Jedi,
Jedi, and Earl
and it was
Grey.
Earl Gravy, and
Earl
Selector
Gravy.
Sam was the
And
DJ.
Selector Sam, bro.
And I can play their music for you right now. They have timeless music, and timeless music to me is a song that I could play for anybody, and it's like, damn, that shit cracks. And they have like 5 or 6 songs of that shit, and they kind of did their thing, but there would be the ones like they were there, but they should have been the ones. They were on that boom bap
Yeah.
90s, you know what I mean? And they had the key elements. I just, you know,
90 what? Early 90s?
whenever
Nah,
I started,
like late '90s. No, it was like
Ah.
they were really pop. They were
Yeah.
really dope in like '97, '98. Maybe even you know what? Honestly,
No,
like
I get that.
2000,
no, actually, yeah, I'm thinking
2000.
like
2001.
2001, 2002, because they were.
I'm sorry, yeah.
They kind of ended
2002.
right when I start coming along doing the music,
Yeah.
but their shit was still cracking. Because I remember Matt giving me songs. I'm like, bro, like, and Dent was pushing that shit. This fool Dent has a couple songs that are just smashes. But yeah, man, they're dope.
I got their shit from Bubba Fly, Jedi, at Art and Soul.
Yeah.
Shout out, Jared had the shop there, and Alicia R.I.P. They had the sick shop next door to the tattoo shop, and it was coming and get. It was the only place you could really get graffiti supplies at the time, in Denver, and I was young, going in spending 75 cents.
Right.
For a couple spray paint caps and shit, and wondering why the store didn't make it, but. That was where I first heard of them.
Right.
Fly gave me the album.
It was that compilation.
And it was fucking
that something
so
pavement cracked in the
sick,
pavement
bro.
or some
I had
shit.
no idea. Like
Yeah.
there was cats in Denver making. That was the first time I really was like, okay,
Right.
it's not just Bone Thug rappers
Yeah.
in Denver.
Yeah.
That was the first time I really.
And I do have one more for you, a female, and she was an R&B singer, and I just talked to her yesterday. She's in town, but shout out my homegirl Allison Wright. Man, she is like Mary J. Blige. Like, I don't know if you ever been to the Snake Pit back in the day, but they didn't have the best sound.
Right.
I remember one day she performed at one of my shows, bro, and she dropped the mic and just started singing with no mic, and it just sounded like something I had never heard before. And she is like probably one of the dopest female singers that could just
Bounce
kill it.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and shout out to her. I just spoke to her the other day. She's in town for a week, you know, like, but check out the name Allison Wright.
I think Decca should have made it
Yeah.
as like an underground. You know that underground realm.
Yeah.
Like atmosphere and like
Yeah.
that kind of shit. I think he should have at least blown up in that circuit
I know
type
that
of
name.
deal.
I did some music with him. He's a homie from here.
Deca, bro.
He's from Park Hill.
He's a dope cat. He has a dope flow. He's pretty sick. And he's one of the cats I was like, damn, he should have.
Yeah.
He had what it took, but
He did.
When y'all wipe, do y'all stand or sit?
right?
When you wipe.
Wipe your
Wipe.
ass.
Wipe
I
your
stand.
ass.
I stand.
What?
But like this. But like this.
I consider that a sit still.
Yeah, that's a
That's
sit.
still a
That's
sit.
a
Alright,
sit.
I'm gonna sit still.
So okay.
I don't let my cheeks close.
Let me ask you this: Have you been like doing that your whole life? Have you been
I
doing
have
that?
no idea. No.
Have I what?
Have you been doing that your whole life? This fake, the like squat sit to wipe.
Yeah, at least yeah.
I mean,
Pretty much as long as I can remember.
All right, I'm just letting. We don't talk about this stuff.
No, but
you look
why'd
at
you
the
bring it
toilet
up?
paper
How
when
do you do it?
When you wipe.
How do you wipe?
I just lean over.
Yeah.
You lean
Well,
over.
I learned when you stand, your butt gets
Close.
together.
Yeah, you squeeze it all
I was
together.
doing that shit until high school. So
Yeah.
then I
See, I
taught
keep-
So you want to
I keep
see
it-
if
You don't want to do that.
like,
Yeah, you
don't
don't
wanna
you don't
stand.
You
want
want
to
to
do
get
that.
as much off without
Without
spreading
putting
as
them back together.
Without connection.
Yeah.
yeah, because then you gotta wipe. Man, just use wipes.
Sorry.
yes, wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's wipes,
Baby
Yeah.
wipes. It's the way to
You
go.
know, but you don't always just have baby wipes.
you
on
do.
your hand.
It's like when you had a baby, you do.
Unless you're disgusting. It's like,
Nah,
I
you
just-
do.
Did you say you just had a baby?
you know,
Nah,
No.
I've got a 3 and a 5-year-old.
3 and 5.
I seen this comedian recently just said, you know, if you got shit anywhere else on your entire body, you would not just wipe it off with some toilet paper
It's
and be
so
like, that's
It's
cool.
so true. Yeah,
That's
you
cool.
need some sort of wetness.
Like, yeah, how are you not
Yeah,
jumping in the
so
shower?
real. That's so real.
And that shit stuck with me ever since. I was already using baby wipes as much as possible, but then I made sure I don't.
Flushable wipes. I use the flushable wipes.
That's it. That's all I wanted to know.
Well, I'm just giving
Appreciate you.
You
What?
Right.
started a
Thank you.
Don't talk
conversation.
about it.
In case you
Okay.
didn't know.
Wait, do you look at the paper?
Absolutely, you gotta make sure it's clean.
You gotta make sure. How else would you know?
How else do you know?
You couldn't just tell.
Yeah, you
You
cannot
gotta
just tell.
wipe and wipe until it's clean.
You almost even have to get a couple clean wipes.
So now I'm thinking it's almost weird if you don't look. I thought that was weird.
It's weird if you
It's
don't.
weird if you
My
don't.
friend used to ask people that in high school,
Yeah.
and no matter what they said, he would go, ugh. It was so funny.
That's good.
He was good. He had the joke.
No, I'm just glad you're mentioning these things though, because people
Sorry.
really don't talk about
We
it. Yeah.
Wipe your ass. Right?
Like-
really don't.
Wipe your ass better.
What else did we talk about?
Shit, whatever you want, man. Shit, I mean, you have a resume that's got a.
You said you made. Oh, do you want to talk about? Go ahead. You go ahead.
What, wiping again?
No,
I was gonna.
yeah. We can continue.
I was
on the
gonna
weird
say.
shit, but I think,
No, I was gonna say.
I think there's definitely a lot,
it's
a
I'm
lot
up.
more that we're missing out of your story.
Oh no, I think she was gonna say continue with just kind of making your way through the reality show.
Oh yeah, okay.
No. I wasn't gonna say that, but no, but that's a good
Fine.
question.
I don't get that show was.
Did-
So this is the problem with the show. Right?
Got you.
I can't even go deep into like
Right,
the
we won't.
background, but like you get off of it and that's just who you are.
Your hype
now,
is that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just who
Your
you
hype
are.
is that.
right?
That's
Yeah.
what everyone knows you as
How
now.
do you step out of
So
that?
much so that the song that I did on the audition is
Right.
a beat that they gave me. They just give you a beat because they don't have to pay for a bunch of beats. So
Right.
they just give you this beat, and I did the verse to it to a song that I already had written, and I did the song on the audition. Cool. Then once the audition was out, I put the song out with the actual beat, and I can't tell anyone their own preference, but so many people are like, "Oh, the song you did on the audition was better." Because that's how you were introduced to me, right?
Right.
There's in a million years, there's no way that the free beat they gave me on Rhythm and Flow is
Better
better
than what you
than
picked.
this like funky
Sick
bass
ass funky
line,
shit.
like
Right.
ad libs, and like it's a song.
It's like the popular choice.
yeah,
Almost.
like it's a song. Y'all are based on that alone. That was my first like gauge, like oh that's some weird shit. Based on that alone, you're already just always seeing me as that.
Right.
I was on that show for less than 5 minutes of airtime total. I made an impact enough but my impact was small. It wasn't like I got to do a music video or go to the finale or whatever.
Right.
That was my impact.
Oh wait,
So,
you were on there for only 5 minutes.
I
didn't
was on
realize
there
that.
for probably less. Like running time, the auditions, like however long it is. I have like a little interview part where I say like 2 things, and then I do the cipher, which they cut out my cipher. They only gave me like the last 4 bars in my cipher, maybe the last 2 bars, and then I do the battle with D Smoke, and then I'm off.
Right.
It was within 4 episodes total. I was on there 5 minutes. So just from people coming over from me knowing that, knowing just rhythm and flow, I've been in that box for like 2 years now, right? So like I talk about it and shit, but the thing that really fucked me up was that first off, people just knowing me for that. But then the other thing was like, all right, cool, people know me for that. Let's go on tour.
Let's roll with it.
I'm going on a 20-city tour. I leave my first my first show is March 20th, 2020. You know? Whole tour got canceled.
COVID.
Whole fucking tour got canceled. And I'm just like, all right, run with it. Run with it. That's fine. Keep going. COVID kind of lightens up, or however y'all want to say it. Yeah, whatever it did. And shows are back now. But promoters are paying way less.
Right.
Way less for artists like me. Way less.
Because now you're a couple years old. You're not like
my hype for that. No.
You got fucked on
like,
that.
Yeah, I can go on a tour if I want, and it would be hard as fuck, and I would probably break even, and I'm not there. If I was 19, maybe I could do that shit. But to be honest, like, sort of grief that it takes to like lose a 20-city tour at the height of your career after you work that hard, that shit sucked.
That's devastating, bro.
Shit sucked. It was like, all right, COVID, you know, the world's going on, everything, but then at the end of it, it's just like, oh, I just lost a 20-city tour.
Lost the whole shit.
I was about to.
While you were hot, yeah.
The other thing that they don't show, so they do the Chance the Rapper, Cardi B, Snoop thing audition, and you go, and then the judges give you your whatever. They tell
little
you
feedback.
How good you did. Feedback.
That's
good
what,
job.
that's what I was about to say, bro. You got some amazing feedback. Cardi B said you're the man. T.I. said you got everyone involved. Chance was like you're energetic, and Snoop said that you had personality. That's across the board, bro.
All that was great feedback, but it's edited, right?
Right.
The one piece of feedback that I was just like, I can't wait till this shit comes out because this is gonna be so good.
Oh man.
Chance says, like, to paraphrase, it's been so long, and I heard it once, but I remember like, all right, that's gonna help. Chance is like, yeah, man, that was really great. Like, what you did with the crowd was amazing. This might not, like, you have to see this dude live. Like, that was the thing. You have to see this dude live.
Right.
So no matter whatever else that happens, cool. Guess what? You got to see this dude live.
Right. Go see him.
They
right?
cut that out.
Then I can't say all this shit. Oh man, I can't say things.
It's
Long
cool.
story short is this. Long story short is
Nah, we don't want him to get in trouble.
I knew that 3 people who were still in the competition, that the judges were kind of shouting me out after every competition. In some way, it was being like, damn, like,
they're dropping you a
Man
bone.
Saxon was here, like, we want to see what he would do, and they don't air that shit.
Right.
I'm saying all this to say, all like the hype that would come with being on a reality show is not that tight.
Right.
Especially if you're an introvert. Especially if COVID hits and fucks up your whole shit, right?
And if they have total control and can make you look any way you want.
Yeah, I can't even.
And it's not even like real love. It's like
it's fake.
It's like, well, no, not that it's fake. It's just that it's hype. They love the hype behind it. They love what it created. And that's why they love
drama.
that beat with that.
The hype and drama.
The song with that beat on it, because it was like what the hype was for you.
Yeah, it's
more than anything.
It's everything that goes around a reality show that they love, right? They love that. Hey, this isn't old Man Saxon. Like, it's occasionally I'll get a hey, oh, you're old Man Saxon, like, but either it will start with, oh, you're that dude from that show, or hey, old man, you're old Man Saxon, you're that dude from that show.
Right.
Oh, man, thank you. Like, thank you.
Right.
I have to like appreciate that, but also I can see. This is what I'll say, because I hear like a lot of like whispers of like hate from being on like a reality show and shit. I just want everyone out there to know that is hating on me. I would hate on me too if that happened. Like, if you just blew up through a reality show, I'm like, this nigga, get out of here. Like, get out of my face. So I get it.
Right.
I get it. But what everyone doesn't know is it took so much work to get to a point where I could be on that reality show and make that impact.
Exactly.
Make that shit
So,
happen.
like, hate, I would hate me too. I would think
He
I'm
didn't
a
have the
gimmick
skills.
and all that
Right,
shit.
right.
But if I was y'all also, I would just think about what you would do if you were in that position.
Right.
Dude, there's so many people that choked. There were so many people that choked on
Right,
that show.
right.
Fuck it. They can't show that, but there's so many people that choke, right? And it's not because you can't rap. It's because you're sitting in front of Cardi B.
Under
All
pressure.
these people, there's lights, there's producers. You got to sit in the green room all day. You got to eat fucking carrots and like, not everyone's just about to be like, yo, here we go, y'all. I say the carrot, I'm
hype.
ready to go. Like, nah, you got to be like, you got to.
Nah, you're-
It took work to even get to that point.
Shit, we'd probably be going through weed withdrawals. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I can't smoke a blunt. Like, fuck, like.
People were smoking for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So
Hey, how did you come up with your style and kind of your whole persona with the way you came? Are you?
So, I think the name came first, right? The name came while I was in LA. When I was driving, one of my friends was driving down some trafficy ass place in LA, and I was just grumpy as fuck. I was just grumpy, like, man, why you do that? Why you turn there? And he was like, man, we should call you Old Man Saxon. I was like, oh, that's great. Like, that's a great name. So, for Old Man Saxon, once you have the name, you gotta start figuring out, okay, what is this? Like, what is it?
What is this?
So my first show, I went out in just boxers and a robe and a tank top.
Kind of like the video?
Yeah. Which video?
You're in the bathtub and you're all shaking.
Oh yeah, kind of. And so like, what was I saying? Who am I? Old Man Saxon. I was talking about being Old Man Saxon.
Yeah.
Right, because you're driving there like you
Yeah.
always complaining.
All right. So I come out in a robe and a newspaper and all that shit. So was already thinking like, okay, there's this persona there, right? But even back then, I was making shitty music. I don't know how many rappers know they make shitty music right now. Like,
Right.
I was that person. I was making shitty music, and no one told me. But you go back, you go back.
Listen to
And
10
you
years
thought it
later, you're
was
like,
tight,
damn.
But you thought it was tight though.
Yeah, you thought it was tight, but I would just encourage people to know you make shitty music right now, and some of you, like, you'll eventually make good music.
Yeah.
I promise. But I
yeah,
was
it takes. It's a
shitty-ass
constant.
Yeah, at the time.
Song 50.
Shitty ass music.
I had a song called Boy Band Fresh, and that shit was so bad. What does that mean? I'm Boy Band Fresh? That was the hook. God, that shit was terrible. That shit was terrible. Boy Band Fresh.
How did it go?
It was just ahead of its time.
Boy Band Fresh. Boy Band Fresh. So fucking fresh from the toes to the neck. Why toes to the neck? Because I'm so damn sick.
Just
Get
the
my
toes
game
to
come
the neck.
correct. Why? Because I'm Boy Band Fresh. and then it repeated.
Like,
I'm so
Yeah, but you
fucking
had
fresh
to-
from the toes to the neck. That means I wasn't
but
washing
no,
my
you had to
face.
learn. At least you
From
were
the-
like.
Yeah, like, I wasn't washing
But the
my
fact
I
that
think
you've been
Boy
making a
Band
full
Fresh.
song, like that's like you have to respect that just
Yeah,
right there,
yeah,
and that is
honestly.
part of it. Like you're
Straight
growing,
up, I
and
promise.
you have to make that shit.
Yeah, so I had
or
to
whatever.
song.
And then,
call Boy Band.
yeah,
And that's yeah.
It's amazing.
And then
but some people liked it.
yeah, honestly, I guarantee they did. But then I started like just. That's the good thing about making shitty music, though. You just kind of just make.
Yeah,
make,
that's what
right?
you have to do.
And then like I made a song that was really good. It's called On Point. And, hey, it's everywhere. Goddamn. That song or whatever, right? And that was like my first little bit of success. Where I remember when it came out in maybe like a month or 2 months, it had 35,000 views. And for me, like that's like
That's
whoa, like that was my first
Hell
piece
yeah.
of shit.
No,
man.
Right.
That's a lot
I
of
shouldn't call it a
fucking
piece of shit, but and then, so I had that. But then in the middle of just making music and just making kind of just songs or whatever, I quit my job testing video games because that's what I went to LA for, is testing video games. Quit my job doing that shit.
Like, do you know Q by chance?
Hugh from
Cuban, he's from here, but he's like a journalist. He used to write a lot for the Westward,
No.
and he kind of moved to LA to do the same thing,
Yeah.
write reviews for video games.
Dude, so mine wasn't writing reviews. Mine was testing them.
Oh,
That
gotcha,
shit
gotcha,
was-
gotcha.
Oh my god, it's a whole different. That shit was terrible.
Was it?
It was really, really bad. it's not what you think. It's not just going into a room and playing the game and just having fun. It's like work. It's the worst shit ever. So then I quit my job, ended up going broke. So then I was homeless, right? I was homeless. I remember the day I wrote this song. I was sleeping in the back of my car in Koreatown. And it was like right when I had first became homeless, and I'm like parked. I must have got off work from Juicy Burger or some shit. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I got the perfect beat, and I'm like, I officially cannot rap about anything that's like fake right now.
Right.
Like, that's like the lowest shit. Like to literally be at your lowest point, still just struggling. Like I got all these hoes. It's like not like no. Right. That's it. You feel it. You see it around you. You're like, no, I don't. I'm sleeping in the back of my car, and I just remember, can't wait to go home. That's the whole thing. That's all I wanted to do is just go home. Wrote that song, probably that night. That was like, so then there was that. I had this like really good song about some like real ass shit, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the problem though. This is all to answer what my style is, but I guess the short answer is also I don't know. I don't have a style. I just can't. I don't know. So
you're just you.
Yeah. That's all I
Man
can
Saxon.
do right now. Like
Style.
I made shitty music that had no style. I made good music that had good style. But the point was, I made this like boom bap, truthful song about being homeless. And then cool, it blew up. Now everyone's like, we want that. We want that.
No more.
We want your truthful rap about being homeless type shit again.
Just rap out what you like. What you were talking about us. I mean, you don't talk about wiping
See,
the butt, but like
earlier
I
you
have
were
a
talking
song
about
called
Wipe My
Kids
Butt
and like
now.
you've been.
I swear it's on.
Believe, yeah, if he brought it up, he has a song.
I have a song called Wipe My Butt. I swear to God. Yeah,
How's that go?
I don't want to sing it. It's so bad.
Let's go.
It's called Wipe My Butt. It goes, wipe my butt. Wipe my butt. And then to me singing, going, wipe my butt. Wipe it, please. That's the whole. I'm sorry. So I've tried it, and that's what comes up.
That's your newest song right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a hit like that. Yeah, I'm not going to make
Are you
a hit.
sober when you do these experimentations like that?
I'm sober. Like,
Were you sober when you made the Wipe My Butt song?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's like a
I
song.
was actually. Yeah.
Is it during quarantine?
Because
Because
it has something to do with your kids. I know
It
that.
was.
Yeah.
It's on my Instagram. Y'all can see it. I made a video.
Oh,
The
snap.
goal is for this year to make a song that I produced and direct a video and just
The whole shebang.
Yeah, and I had to start with something. I was like right at the end of this deadline that I created for myself. So I made Wipe My Butt.
He's literally like, damn, he's sitting on the pot.
Yeah.
I got fucking a day left.
Well, now my daughter is 6, she's 3. She sits there and
Waits
then
for you to go wipe her butt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got a
she's
4-year-old.
I wipe my butt. And I was like, that's a good song.
Yeah.
I made a song out of it.
Wipe my butt.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's real dope. Hey, who were some of your influences growing up as far as hip hop and rap music?
E40.
Was it Relly?
E40 was like the first one because that was like the thing I used to write. I used to write down E40 lyrics, and I remember the first song I wrote down was One Love. Remember that game Fat Bank Take Skinny Bank? Well, now we play Skinny Bank Take Fat Bank. Just because it ain't no work being off of man, they act like they ain't even thinking about us, man. I promise I swear to pop up through my homie in this, like, and I remember having to write down E40 lyrics, right? And think about that, like as a kid to like sit there and pause E40 lyrics. I would realize now, like, damn, that was like some influential shit.
That's
like,
the shit we used to do back in the day, bro.
Yeah, man. I can't think. I remember getting either suspended or like I couldn't take a test in middle school because like we went to the library and the science teacher was like, hey, don't print off any lyrics in the library. And of course I printed off like some X-rated lyrics or something. And I almost failed the class. And I remember thinking like, you punk ass bitch. Like, man, like this is a kid showing passion for some shit, right?
Right.
In like a real vulnerable time in his life. And I'm just like, yeah, I kind of know, but I just like want to read these lyrics. And he's just like, nah, fuck that. Like, Mr. Pake. I'll never forget that dude.
Yeah,
Mr.
fuck
Pake,
that.
yeah. But then it was Mac Dre. Mac Dre's the shit. Far Side.
Far Side.
Casper Baby Pants, and I'll tell you why. So
never
this
heard of
dude is, trust me, you would not.
I'm about to Google after
he
this.
makes like kid songs.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not a. His name is Casper Baby Pants. He used to be like the lead singer for the president of the United States. And the only reason I'm like super influenced by this dude is because I'm starting to make kid songs now, right? This dude's so dope, man. Don't listen to him if you don't have kids. Don't just be sitting there like, oh, Mikey has dogs. Yeah, dogs. It's
I think I know who you're talking about.
He's tight. That dude's fire. So yeah, those are my influences.
So definitely West Coast, right?
That's what I noticed about Denver. Like growing up, it was like there was no like consensus on like who the tight rappers were, like nationally even in Denver, because we're in the middle of everything. So there's people who are like fucking with Houston shit.
Right.
There's people fucking with New York, and there's people fucking with LA, and then the Bay. And I was one of those few that was fucking with the Bay. So yeah, it was like it was hard to like figure out who was just like the dopest rapper
Right.
in Denver
Yeah.
nationally, if that makes sense.
I got
know what
you.
I'm saying? I don't know if y'all had that same thing, but
Yeah,
I just
it's hard.
gravitated.
That was a hard thing to even know at the time.
yeah.
But now they really can't never know.
Yeah.
There's so much shit. But back
Yeah.
in the day, it was. I wonder. Yeah, it's like that's a hard question to
Yeah.
really ask because there were so many different genres that were played here. Denver wasn't stuck on any
None of it.
one coast or one
Right.
style of music.
So you could be in Atlanta and be like, yeah, I love Outkast. Like that's what it
Yeah.
was, and that's
Like,
what
who
the
was Denver's
consensus was.
favorite
We didn't-
rapper?
Yeah, it was. I remember.
That's
having
what's so good
fights.
about Colorado.
Yeah.
So
Bone
we got a
Thugs.
little bit of everything.
You know, like Bone Thugs.
Bone Thugs, right? That's funny. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm a little older, so I kind of have my stages. I was around when there was just East Coast, and
Yeah.
I was bumping that shit. But then I remember when West Coast took over like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, coming back from college in 9 Deuce, I remember Outkast hitting the scene. And I remember a couple of years later in college, like the homie playing like Wu-Tang for the first time. I was just like, what the fuck is this? I heard Cream for the first time. I was like, what the
I
fuck?
remember hearing
is
Southern
this?
Playlists for the first
You know what I
time. The
mean?
Outkast album was on a cassette. I had it in cassette. It was so like
So they used to sell singles,
Yeah.
cassettes
Yeah.
with just one song on it.
If you're lucky, you got a
B-side,
B-side, huh?
yeah, maybe if you're lucky, you got a B-side.
What would be on the
It
B?
was usually either
Just,
edited
yeah.
or it was another track.
I was listening to something like by Biggie the other day, and they were like the B side like caught on more than the hit. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I just get a couple, you know, extra B side joints. You know what I'm saying?
There were a few things like that.
Hey,
You gotta find those cassettes,
You know what I'm
yo.
saying? What, you have them?
No, you just gotta find them.
is it easy to find a cassette player?
nah, it's hard.
Cassette player,
Like-
I mean, either you get lucky and come up on one when somebody took their grandparents' shit to the
Yeah.
Goodwill,
Mm-hmm.
or you find one on eBay.
That's
or whatever.
expensive.
Are you talking about the player or the actual cassette tapes or both?
Cassette player.
The cassette player.
Oh, okay.
Cassette tapes are worth more.
Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day talking about West Coast. I remember like Spice One, America's Most Wanted. I paid $30 for that motherfucking CD on eBay, bro. And same with like it was my birthday, and like same thing with De La Soul's first one. Like I paid like $30 for that, but
Oh, yeah, I
the
used to
CDs and
spend
tapes
some
are worth
money.
money
Oh, I
because you
used to
figure
love
they're limited
CDs.
production anyway, and that shit's gone. There's like a handful.
Motherfuckers threw their shit
Yeah,
away.
there's a handful of shit, but not much.
Yeah, they got a whole all the CDs now, and they threw all their cassettes away. And then they got all the shit on the iPod,
Uh-huh,
and then they
it's-
threw all their CDs away.
And what's funny though, dog, is when I went to the Mr. Criminal show, shout out, like that fool was selling tapes and CDs, and they were buying merch like a mother, you know. And then, like you said, Tony Touch has all of his mixtapes on the flash drive for $50. Boom,
I
like
think that's such a
Motherfuckers
good
still
idea.
got 6 disc changers in their rooms right now, bro.
Right.
So,
Bullshit. You
yeah,
seen that recently?
Oh, just recently.
I
bro.
feel like people need to do that, or that's what people,
That's it.
kids just want that. You
And
know?
they're like, oh, I gotta change out my CDs, bro. Like, what the fuck?
That's baller.
I think it's like the perfect like
They had their
merchandise.
trunks. Remember they had them in the trunks?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Why?
Are
Why
you
did
talking
they do that?
Are you still talking about the cassettes, right?
CDs
Oh, no,
players.
CDs.
They had like the CD changers. It was like, you know, they could like 9 or 10.
But we throwing it back to the pull out, bro. Are you walking around the flea market with your little pull out and
that
this shit
shit
looking all
was
cool as fuck?
I have.
Yeah,
like
you know what
3
we're talking
books.
about? Where you actually could pull it out.
Yeah,
and
because
you
their
walk
shit would
around
get
with it.
jacked, so they had it to where it just plugged in.
Wait, the
CD player.
Yeah, the whole
the
CD
front,
player.
The whole
the
little thing, the whole
thing
little,
pulls
there's a little
out.
piece that would flap down, and it was a
oh
handle.
yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah.
The whole shit would pop
Now
out.
I had like the little chameleon there that would fucking flip go in and it
Oh,
would
you got
still
that
come
one.
off. You know what I mean?
That's like the screen one?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that shit was hard.
Yeah, I remember they
remember
broke. They stole that shit at the flea market, bro. And I'm like, how they breaking my car at the flea market during the day, bro? And they stole
Sold
that
it at the
shit.
flea market too next day.
Yeah, motherfuckers. Well, you know,
Guaranteed.
you know what I'm saying.
Hot dog a sandwich.
No, it's a taco.
Really?
Turns out.
What's that?
It is more like a taco. I've never thought of that.
Sorry to break it to you. It's a bread
It's a
taco.
hot dog a sandwich.
It's a hot dog sandwich. It's a taco.
It's a bread taco.
A bread taco.
Genius.
I mean, if you cut up the hot dog, it would be a taco,
Damn.
a bread taco. He's
Nah,
right.
you can throw just one piece of meat in the taco and
No,
It's a taco.
Wait, have you ever had a taco like that?
yeah, but that's how you just get a piece. Usually the piece of meat is bigger than
The taco.
the tortilla itself. You just slap it on there with your fixins and all the shit on it. That's it. That's it.
You cook that shit? You fry that shit in the pan first, or no? You eat it?
Nah, I usually make it on the grill, or it just really depends. But usually on
Ghetto,
the
just
grill.
pop
We
that shit
still
in the
talking
microwave.
about hot dogs?
Hell yeah.
Nah, tacos now.
Oh, tacos.
Hot dog
okay.
tacos.
But you
Taco-
grill, what do you
tacos made
grill
out of
on?
hot dogs.
What do you grill on the
Steak and shit. Like
Oh,
whenever
steak
I'm
and meat,
making
whatever.
my tacos,
No, I'm talking about the hot
whatever.
dogs. So
Okay.
I'm talking. Do you fry the hot
Oh,
dogs when
fry
you
hot
put it in the
dogs?
Look where you,
tortilla?
look where you
Nah,
start.
I don't fuck with hot dogs.
Anarchy.
I don't fuck with hot dogs. You're a savage. I don't fuck with hot dogs though,
What's,
really.
Well, what was it? I was gonna say, what's some of your favorite projects you're doing right now, or any?
Oh, great
Something.
question.
Oh.
Taking off hot dogs.
Yeah. God damn it.
Is that a new song? No idea. The hot
So-
dogs. Something with the hot dogs.
It might be.
He's writing a kid song.
So I'm writing kid songs. That is.
I was
a thing.
actually just talking about the hot dogs, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Please
This-
stop.
the thing about kid songs is this. Your audience is like forever, right?
Ever.
Music, like even the biggest, best projects of work, the biggest artists, The Weeknd and all that shit, it passes. It goes so fast. You have a project, and then now they're doing this thing when they do a deluxe. Like, remember this? And then people are like, oh, okay. But then it's still just gone
Right.
immediately,
Yeah.
right? And I see that for artists like me, right? Like, I know the analytics of like what's going on in music from a middle class artist. Spotify statistics. If you don't have a timeless song, it's just gonna go down, and then
Right.
that's kind of it, right? So the other things, I can't even like let my kids listen to my music a lot of time, or like rap and shit like that. It's just because of whatever the content is. I'm just not ready for them to hear that shit, right? So I find myself listening to shit with them that like they can listen to and I like, right? And so I'm like, all right, tight.
Casper
Casper
whatever.
Baby Pants,
Baby
yeah.
Pants.
But think about it, like Baby Shark. There's always gonna be kids listening to it. The
Right.
Weekend Project, listen to the time of
Baby
song,
Shark,
cool. We'll listen
darky,
to
dark.
it, boom. But there's at least 2 million kids listening to Baby Shark right now. I guarantee.
This moment.
Right now.
And in my like world of trying to manifest shit and like be like, yeah, this is what I want to do. My goal was always to make timeless music. That was it. I didn't say timeless hip hop. I didn't say
Right.
timeless. So I'm
Yes.
fucking with this.
Right.
It's really good too.
Stays aligned with your original goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm doing that, and then also I'm writing. I have 2 EPs coming out early this year. One with the producer from LA, Beirut, and another from my friend Brian Peterson. What's his name? What's his like artist name? Brian Peterson. That's his name. And then a couple. I have shows coming up. I'm opening for D Smoke on Valentine's Day.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were going on tour.
No, oh no, I don't
I
do
swear
that.
I thought I saw
Yeah, no, a
something
lot of
like
people
that.
thought that because I showed. Yeah, but no, it's just the show at Cervantes on Valentine's Day, and then I am going on tour with Flowbots. And
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what it
yeah,
is.
that's what it was.
And
Because I
even
think I
that
saw
is-
that.
yeah, even that's the last 6 states. It's only the last 6 states, so that's what I've been going. That's what's been popping off. But the thing is, I wanted to say this on every platform I go on, especially like Colorado artists platform. There's the best way to make money is to just try to get syncs. Just try to get sync licenses in commercials, in TV, and in trailers and movies.
Video games. You're on Madden. You got a
Video
couple things
games.
popping, right?
Try to get your syncs license, and all that shit. Because if you don't, and you're just sitting out here fighting to be number one in Colorado, you're making a very, very terrible mistake.
Humongous.
Make shit for Colorado if you want, but make it for sync licensing. Y'all can keep wanting to perform. I get it as a young man or woman, like wanting to perform. Do that shit. But I promise you, promise you, you will make a very fruitful career in music industry if you just start trying to do syncs and licenses. Look it up. Sync licensing.
Good advice, bro.
That's
For
dope.
real, for real. There's way more than avenue. You just don't have to hit the stage, like you said. You can be on video games, commercials.
Trev is doing it the right way. I promise. He's writing. He's doing his shit, and it's.
Yeah, like 20 hustles over there. You know what I'm saying?
I promise. So yeah, that's what I would like to say to them.
That's dope. Hey, can you talk about this album right here, Rotho's Chicken and Waffles? Man, I love Hell Yeah. That song is dope. That shit goes hard in the paint.
I love that song too. It's just so. It honestly seems like a song you would like an old school type of like. People always say like Slick Rick or something in that song.
Actually, at the very beginning, I catch that. I do the double take real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And then you start flowing. I'm like, this is like some Slick Rick's one of my favorite MCs.
He's great.
He's dope.
He's good. I learned about him too late in my life. Like, and I heard him recently on Slick Rick and Outkast is on this jam. Yeah, I know you know that song.
Exactly.
And I was just like, oh, like that is like me. Like I must have just like absorbed it by osmosis, but just like a funny ass rapper that's spitting. Like he's really spitting too. So Rocco's Chicken and Waffles was just like, I honestly wanted it to be my last rap album. This shit's hard. It's hard to rap. I don't like it that much.
It's hard to do it, like, or just to make
Explain
the
why
album,
it's
or
hard.
to make it, to perform
So,
it.
this is what I say.
To
When you're a kid rapping, right, there's nothing. There's just nothing. There's no, like, limitations. It's just, I'm rapping. I'm a kid rapping, right? The second you put out your first project, right, the pressure's on. Like, you're never just, like, a kid. And this is how my mind works, because I'm sure there's people who are, like, just chill and they don't have to worry about that shit. But there's a thing called a sophomore curse for a reason, right?
Right.
You spend your whole life making this one piece of work, and then now, hey, we need that shit again in this time. This is what's gonna happen, right?
Exactly.
So, for me, oh no,
The weed in the mouth.
for me, I'm okay, everyone. It's been a soft.
Okay,
oh
everyone.
my god.
You're ashing on yourself now.
For me, it's been like, the pressure to have a song out where people will constantly like reference it and shit, right? It already, just having that on your conscience, just there's a limit already, right? It's not like when I'm a kid, right?
Right.
And every once in a while, I'll get into a mode where I'm like, I'm about to just write a verse. That's one of the best raps. But even now, like, I'm trying to like write real shit or like be this real ass rapper, right? I'm a dad with 2 kids and a wife. Like my life's happy, right?
Oh yeah. Congratulations on that shit, bro.
Thank you. So like whatever content comes out of that isn't gonna be like the homeless song or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't gonna be anything rap worthy.
Yeah. So it's become to a point where rap it's not as fluid. It's not a flow anymore for me, right? And even the idea of getting out like inner thoughts has become hard because I'm trying to structure my pain in song form, and even that sometimes feels fake, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just want to say some shit and not have to think about what rhymes with it, like you know what I'm saying? Right. And all these things compounded make it difficult for me to rap. I promise, it's hard, dog. It's a hard thing to do. There's a TED Talk where this woman's like, hey, like, a genius is a thing that comes through you, right? It's not, that's how the origin of it was, right? It's not, people aren't geniuses. A genius is a thing that goes through you and then you create something and then it leaves, right? That's how I've been treating just music or rap, specifically for me in general. If something comes through me, I'll put that shit down. But to sit down and be like, all right, here we go. I'm about to write a rap verse. It's extremely hard. So, say all that to say, that's why that was my last rap album, but it probably won't be. It's just there's gonna come few and far between.
Yeah, you can never kind of like truly let it go. It's like graffiti, bro. You're gonna always do that shit for life. You know, you're gonna sneak in some shit. Go for it.
How do you step out of the light that you're cast in from the show, and how do you? I mean, I know it's been a while now, and like, what do you? If you were to do something else, how would that affect the next project?
What do you mean exactly? Like, for like if I did the kids project?
No. That's why I really wasn't even gonna ask this question, because I'm like, oh, that's a whole different lane. That's
different.
tight as fuck,
Yep.
super dope. But like,
But it's cool
the hip
because
hop.
you're writing in your experiences,
Mhm.
and that's
That's
how
what
it
I
should
wanted
be.
to do.
You know, like
Right.
it's
No,
like how
that's
you're
super
feeling.
dope.
It's like life
And that's
changes.
and like you said earlier, how people were liking what was real.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna, I feel like if you're talent, you're very talented. So like whatever you do is gonna.
That's so real. I've never actually thought of it like that, but I do. Like, everyone's asking for something real, and I'm like, all right, well, let me write a song where
Well,
I wipe my butt.
everybody loves the real. Like
That's
the
so
real
real.
is the best music,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
So
I
let's
mean,
do it in
you
kids'
can
version.
tell when somebody is being real, like genuine, and
Yep.
you can feel it in the music, and it's like.
Yeah, like you for real wanted to know if a hot dog was a sandwich,
Absolutely.
you know, as a baby.
Yeah.
Baby, yeah. But no, what were you asking?
Like, so, you know, to do another hip hop album or a project, you know, do you think you've stepped away from that image already enough of like people expecting you to be this guy from the show?
So that brings up a good point. Like, the album I did right after the show, right? There was a whole thing, right? We filmed in February. The show comes out in like November, right, or October. And some people were ready with albums, just ready, like, oh, here we go. Like, this is what I got, new music. I wasn't like, I probably wasn't prepared the way I should have been, right? But it came out and people liked it. Cool. So now my stupid ass, man. Oh, I'm such a stupid ass, man. Like, so my stupid ass is like, hey, people like me from this one clip. I'm about to just make an album like that.
Like this clip.
Yes. So
Right.
to your point, I walked into it at first, like I probably should have. I
Right.
walked into it,
Right.
but I know now. Like, I make shitty music if I'm not in it,
that.
right? So if I'm forcing some shit, that's what it is. It's the Peacock Honey. People like it. Like, some people like that album. One dude hit me up and was like, I feel like the worst song I've ever written, I put on that album, and he hit me up and was like, this is my favorite song. So like, I also have to give myself a little grace and
Right.
shit, right?
Yeah.
But walked right into it, and then saw artists. If you don't like your shit, you know deep down you don't like your shit.
That's just
Don't put it
It's whack.
out. Do not put it out. Because as a person who like cares so much about legacy and all that shit, and where shit's gonna live forever, the worst thing is to go back. Like, yeah, you can have your MySpace songs or shit.
Yeah.
But like, once you
Right.
start getting serious and you go back and you hear like, oh, it's one of the worst feelings. It's one of the worst feelings. So just don't do it. I promise. But so then.
But you did it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So why? And look
I
what
think
you.
I'm,
But look what you're.
yeah, but I think I'm
at.
here
You
to
have to
say
go
like
through
what
all
not
that.
to do too. You know,
Yeah.
like you can skip some of this shit. You know, like you
No,
know,
but that's what's great about you. Been real
Yeah.
from the get. You know, so you've just been putting things out.
yeah.
That's who you were at that moment. You know,
It's
and that's
absolutely
what's-
true. It's so true. Everything that you see is exactly how I was at that moment.
Yeah.
You're so right about that. But so with Rothko's, it's now trying to get out of that lane. And with Rothko's, it was just like, all right, I just want to do some shit that I want to do.
Yeah, aside from everything.
That was it. That was the whole thing. I don't care if people liked it. Hell yeah, like that was
Right.
Hell yeah was the start of that whole album. I got that one just like, yes,
Right off the
this
bat.
is what
This
I
is
want.
it.
Oh, because the other thing that happened with the show is, hey, let me send you some beats, man.
Right.
Oh,
I'd be my most popular song, "The Perils," the song about being homeless. That came from a dude, the homie from New Zealand. He was 16 years old when he made that beat. Random ass producer, and I was like, yeah, I love this. Like, that's a skill I think in rappers is beat picking.
Right. That ear.
It absolutely should be like a ranking. You should have a rank for that, right? So I found this Diamond in the Rough, this amazing beat. Found it, made the song cool, awesome. Now, cut to after the show. Hey, let me send you a beat. Let me send you a beat. Let me send you a beat. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm going to give this shit a shot. I'm going to listen, try to find a Diamond in the Rough beat. And that shit jaded. I was so like jaded after that because I could hear what everyone just going on Splice, and they're doing a sample. They're adding drum loops, and then they're doing the like pop smoke.
Nobody's on some real sick fucking.
Oh my god!
Shit.
So you're getting a bunch of bullshit.
This is what I think is important for artists. Like, make sure your space is clean of shit that fucks with you, man. And it could be anything. It could be anything. Something as simple as listening to terrible beats for 2 hours will fuck you up artistically, man. So then you're like, oh, so what is good? What's good now? Like, I don't know. Like, and there's be people like, yeah, I've done songs for Polo G and like all these like artists, and I'm like, all right, cool, but what the fuck is this beat? Right. So, say all that to say, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
No, that's tight. I really, I wasn't gonna ask that because I see what you're doing with the children's music, and that's super dope. I like that a lot because I got kids and I know all those fucking songs.
Yeah, man. What's one of your kids' favorite songs?
Oh shit, my daughter's on some crazy shit right now. She does the Kids Bop,
Oh, how old?
She's 4.
Oh, so this is the same age.
She's
okay.
Dance
Yeah.
moves, copying the shit.
Like TikTok videos.
She's with it.
It's made me like pop music more.
Like Tones and I, Dance Monkey. Oh, that's
sounds racist.
It's pretty. You're probably right.
What was it called?
You're probably right.
What's it called?
Thanks for calling me out on that.
What was it called
No, but
though?
it's
Monkey. What was
Dance
it?
Monkey, but it's
Oh.
yes, you're. Damn, that's wild. That's wild.
What? Sorry, it's
I
called.
didn't even think about it because
No,
it's the
but
fucking
like,
Kids
Yeah,
Bop
but
song.
like it's it's still
Jesus Christ. Well,
okay. I'm just like caught off guard for a second.
whatever.
No, I'm just saying.
It's weird when you like hear like the origin of some shit, right?
Yeah.
Like
No, you're right.
Dance Monkey, we don't know, but it's probably some racist shit. Like just probably.
No, you're right. You're probably right.
Like a cakewalk. You ever heard the term cakewalk?
No.
So.
Yeah. Like,
you
oh,
know-
it's a cakewalk.
Well, that was a cakewalk. Like,
Yeah.
Nothing. It was nothing.
So, cakewalk is back during slavery, they used to have these slaves dress up as like white people, right? And like they paint their face and wear like very like
Elegant.
expensive shit, right?
Right.
And then they would do like a dance and like walk around this like circle, and the winner got a cake. And it's called a cakewalk, and that's the origin of it. We live in the sun. Like, that's so fucking crazy to even think. There's so much shit like that.
Wild ass shit.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, cakewalk. So I'd stop saying it.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Well,
There's
I'm
so-
good.
you know,
do
you're
not
right,
say
though.
that, people.
Language
Do
has
not
been,
say it's a cakewalk.
for a long time. Language
No,
was in the
for
hands
real.
of
Fuck that.
a bunch of racist motherfuckers.
It's pretty crazy.
No, we just need to call all those kind of people out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we
No, I'm just saying.
see
call
that
out
shit.
so
Yeah.
that
You gotta
people
see
can
that shit.
realize
You
they
gotta
have
be
to
able to see
stop,
that shit.
You know?
You gotta understand and know enough, be educated enough to understand that.
Man,
know?
but here's the thing.
It's
too.
about educating
so-
people.
So it's true, yes, but right. So I went to CU Boulder, right? I was an ethnic studies major. We did this class. It was like some weird advanced hip hop racial, some shit like that. It was in hip hop, right? And I remember like being in the class and our black professors saying some shit about like how like, hey, like people always ask me like, what am I? I'm like, am I black? And it's like, nah, I'm a human. And I was like, all right, cool, right? And then I remember like thinking at that moment like, that doesn't feel right? So I went home that summer or something. I'm at home and I said the line like, nah, see, people always ask me who I am, but I'm not black. I'm a human, right? And my mom and brother just laughed at me like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? Like, that's a ridiculous thing to say. And I realized, like, oh,
I
yeah.
used to say that shit, too.
Like, I'm a black dude in this white class. This black dude is talking to these white people, right? And I'm just thinking, like, so, yes, the education is, like, a part of it, but, like, also some people,
whose education?
Also, just know who it's intended for
exactly.
at the time, right? My mom and brother laughed me out of the fucking room. Like, what are you talking about, nigga? You're black as hell. That's all.
Oh, man. Hell yeah, bro. Well, shit. Tell them your social media where they can find you.
Old Man Saxon on everything.
Everything.
On everything, yeah. D-Smoke Show at Cervantes on Valentine's Day. If this is out by then, I don't know. And then
That's so soon.
yeah, it's super soon. Excuse me.
It's like next week.
Flowbots March 12th or 13th at Marquee. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Sick.
All right, man. Well, shit, we definitely appreciate you coming on by.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for asking the hard questions
Yeah.
as a baby.
Thank you for being so
Right.
damn real. I appreciate that.
I definitely have to ask you before we leave, though. You remember the first time you smoked weed?
Oh my god, dude. Oh,
Was you a baby?
it's a super inappropriate story.
Sick.
So
That's even better. No.
I was like, all right, I was like 15 years old. Oh man, yeah, the first time. I was 15 years old and I smoked with my cousin and my friends at this park. I forget which park. But then we ended up going to Cherry Creek Mall. And there was this girl there that like I knew. She was like, you know, I'm not gonna say I had a crush on her, but I knew her, you know.
Right.
Like that.
Prospect.
Yeah, like a
Potential prospect.
Yes, exactly. And I was just super high, like super, super high. And I remember just asking her, I said, can me and my cousin run a train on you? And she was just like, no. And I was like, all right. And that was the weirdest shit. I was in my head, I thought this was the greatest question. I was like, oh yeah. First time, yeah, that happened. It was very embarrassing. That was embarrassing as fuck. She was just like, no.
Did she smack you?
No, I think she thought it was funny, thankfully, because I was like, I think she could see it. You know, the high eyes when you first are high. It's just like,
So what was the next if
am I gonna run a train on you? Like, who's ever asked that question?
if you knew her,
You're just in that.
was there a next day conversation like, do you know what you said yesterday? Or was it never brought up
No, I
again?
don't think it was ever brought up again. I don't. I remember that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure you would just remember it
Oh,
more.
I
Yeah.
remember that shit. That poor little girl. 16 years old, like 16.
He meant, do you want to ride in a train? Ride in a train. Royal Gorge.
Yeah.
Royal Gorge.
Yeah. Weed makes me do some weird shit. What is the other thing I did? Oh, just the stop sign. Just like stood at a stop sign waiting for it to turn green. Like every time I get high, like I just sit at the stop sign. I just wait. Like it's gotta turn green. And then, yeah, weed it makes me. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, where'd you go to high school real quick?
TJ my freshman year. Then I went to Matchbuff. It's a Catholic high school. Got kicked out, and then I went to George Washington. Yeah.
Nice. I went to TJ.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Where'd
saying?
you go?
Back in the day.
I went to Smoky Hill High School.
So we probably know like people. I
Yeah.
don't know people.
Do you mind if I ask where you grew up? East Side?
Park Hill.
Okay, yeah. Well, I grew
was
up right
about to
there. We
ask
kind of
where
grew up
you're
in Swansea, the other side of I-70. So we're from I-70 to 40th to York to Colorado. And you're right above by the McDonald's. So
I grew up like on 23rd and Syracuse, like right when the airport was there.
Gotcha. Yeah, Stapleton.
The airport, yeah.
I used to ride my bike. I don't remember the place. It was in the Dahlia, and they sold records. And I used to ride my bike there and go buy 3 or 4 records and pedal my ass back down to the little hood. You know what I mean? Yeah, back in the day, man. Yeah, but we appreciate you coming on by, blessing us with the tight podcast. You know what I mean?
Thank you, y'all. Thank you for having me.
Definitely have to have you on again down the road. You know what I mean?
Hilarious, actually.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
We got some real
It
dope
was
things
great.
coming up.
That was a great. It started off great.
Oh, it's
Thank
just
you.
definitely the most interesting one. It's just interesting questions. It's just-
Yeah,
Just
that's
some
definitely
topics.
the wildest shit we've been asked as a
Tight.
podcast crew. Appreciate you.
Definitely.
We've been asked questions. People have interviewed, reverse interviewed us.
Yeah.
But like you,
Yeah, I want to know more about y'all.
you're
Yeah, you're
definitely.
number
You're on
one.
some real
You're
shit.
number one. for
We
sure.
should start like a little
Like on the
series
realest
like that
shit.
where we bring someone in and they interview us. You know what I mean? And ask us what they want and have one like every couple months. You know,
Just let me do it every time, and I'll come up.
there you go.
We'll just have you.
I like when
be
people come up with that.
You
on
should
the
just.
fly.
We should just have you come guest host every once in a while. Like if I can't make it or like
I'm
because
down.
if we're scared. And then you ask wild questions.
Absolutely, I'm down.
Oh
It
yeah.
could be it could be like an actual. That will be the series.
Yeah, a little side.
Like-
ass.
I'm down.
Once
I'm
a month.
honestly down. Just let me know.
Saxon on the
So
scene.
fucking funny.
Let's make it happen.
All right.
No, because you are such a whole
I
personality.
will actually.
You're a whole
That'd be tight.
personality, and you're like great on stage. Like
Yeah.
your stage presence is
Thank
dope. You're a
you.
great entertainer. So
Oh, this is sweet.
it's just the truth.
Thank you.
Just like you, you're the truth.
Some people say I look like Paul Pierce. He's the truth.
He's the truth.
Paul Pierce, you look more like 800 the Jewel. No,
No, tell me who else I look like. Because I got Rev Run before.
I mean, little. I mean,
Yeah, I got Rev Run. That's it. All right, y'all.
all right. It's nice having you.
Right, Rev Run.
Thank y'all for listening. You can find us on all platforms. We are out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Damn.